Hey guys, it's Mrs. Clinley with this week's First Chapter Friday. This week, I'm excited to be talking to you about Amina's Voice by Hena. Amina's Voice is a beautiful story about a young girl whose family immigrated from Pakistan. She was born in America, but her parents were not. And she has very, very strong, tight ties to Pakistan. And her family has a relative, an uncle, who ends up coming to United States to visit for some time, which puts the family under a little bit of stress because some of the things that Amina and her siblings are allowed to do, the uncle views as too American. So there's a little bit of an interesting family dynamic because her father is trying to kind of impress the uncle with how great America is and how wonderful his family's doing here and how well off they are. But then there's a little bit of, well, don't do this too much and don't talk about that. And you can't behave this way around your uncle because otherwise he'll think poorly of us and he'll think poorly of America. So this is really a story about coming into your own. So Amina really is kind of a quiet, kind of keeps to herself, and she really does kind of come into her own. Her very, very best friend's family is in the process of becoming U.S. citizens. And as a result, her friend is considering changing her name to be something more American, which Amina doesn't necessarily agree with. This book definitely has different family dynamics. It has, like I said, strong cultural ties and definitely some friendship dynamics as well. So let's go ahead and jump into chapter 1 of Amina's Voice. Something sharp pokes me in the rib. You should totally sign up for a solo, Sujin whispers from the seat behind me in music class. I shake my head. The mere thought of singing in front of a crowd makes my stomach twist into knots. But you're such a good singer, Sujin insists. I pause, enjoying the praise for a second. Sujin is the only one at school who knows I can sing, and she thinks I'm amazing at it. Every Tuesday, we argue about who was the best contestant on The Voice and who deserves to advance to the next round. I can count on Sujin to end the conversation by saying that I'm better than most of the people on the show and that I deserve to be on it someday. But what she doesn't consider is that if by some miracle I was standing in front of the judges and live studio audience, I wouldn't be able to croak out a word. I shake my head. Come on, Amina, just try it. Sujin is a little louder now. Girls, is that chatter about you volunteering? Miss Holly stares at us from the front of the classroom with her eyebrows raised. Ouch! I yelp. It's Sujin's pencil in my side again. Is that a yes, Amina? Should I sign you up for a solo for the concert? Miss Holly asks. How about the Motown pieces from the 1970s? I sink lower into my chair as everyone stares at me and stumble over my words. No, thank you. I'll just stay in the chorus, I finally manage to mutter. Okay, Miss Holly shrugs, a frown clouding her face, until Julie Zawicki, waving her hand like an overenthusiastic first grader, distracts her. Julie always wants the spotlight and tends to sing extremely loudly. It's as if she thinks volume makes up for her lack of pitch. I always wonder how the math class next door gets any work done whenever Julie starts belting, but I still wish I had even half the guts she does. Remember, we've only got 2 months to prepare for the winter choral concert. This is a big deal, guys, Miss Holly calls out as the bell rings and we file out for lunch. I can't believe you didn't sign up, Sujin complains as we sit down at what has already become our usual spot in the lunchroom 3 weeks into the school year. This is your big chance to finally show everyone what you've been hiding. I'm pretty sure that was what Adam, the judge with sleeve tattoos, said to the tall redheaded girl on The Voice last Sunday night, and I tell her that. I'm serious, Sujin says. It's time to forget about John Hancock. Just the mention of that name brings back memories I've tried to block out since second grade. Our class play about American independence. I was John Hancock and was supposed to say one line: I will proudly sign my name in big letters. But when it came time for the performance, I looked out into the audience, saw the sea of faces, and froze. There was this endless moment when the world grew ill and waited for me to speak, but I couldn't open my mouth. My teacher, Mr. Silver, finally jumped in and said my line for me with a joke about how John Hancock had lost his voice but was going to sign his name extra big to make up for it. The audience laughed and the show went on while I burned with humiliation. I can still hear Luke and his friend jeering at me from the side of the stage. That was forever ago. We're in sixth grade now. You need to get over it. Sujin sighs as if the entire middle school future depends on performing a solo in Miss Holly's Blast from the Past production. I don't let her see how much I agree with her and how badly I want the spot. Okay, guys. So again, our book this week is Amina's Voice. It is found in our realistic fiction section under KAH for Khan. This is a great book that I think a lot of our Palmer students will relate to. And even if you don't relate to it a ton, I definitely think that you will enjoy it. I hope you do. Happy reading.